This is a quick overview of the UNO Synth Pro. The UNO Synth Pro is a 3-oscillator, dual-filter paraphonic analog synthesizer. We get a touch strip here to play the notes. So it is not velocity sensitive, though the synthesizer does support velocity if you feed it an external MIDI controller. We do have a mod wheel control here and also a pitch bend. Now in terms of the actual engine, as I said, we have 3 oscillators and I can access the oscillator section by tapping this button. And then we have 4 knobs here that can control various aspects of whichever section that has been selected. And if I tap the same button again, we get further controls here. This is the filter section. We get 2 filters. Tapping the filter button again will let us switch between filter 1 or filter 2. By the way, we get 2 dedicated knobs for cutoff and resonance controls. For modulation, we have an LFO section. Again, 2 LFOs. And if you notice on the screen here, we can look, we're switching between the 2 different waveforms of the 2 LFOs. We can also control this with the data knob here. We get 2 envelopes, a filter envelope and an amp envelope. And then there's a matrix section to create all these modulation assignments. The synthesizer has a built-in effects section as well. We get 1 analog drive, and we get 3 digital effects, a modulation effects section, a delay, as well as a reverb. Now this data knob is pretty interesting. So let's say I'm looking at the reverb here. We're controlling the reverb amount. Now I can control that with knob number 4, or I can control that with the data knob. So the data knob always controls whatever is shown on the OLED screen here. But the data knob also has a push button. So if I push down on the data knob, we're now looking at further controls we can access for the reverb. So that's very handy. Next, we have more buttons over here. Now let's talk about presets. We have 128 existing presets and 128 empty preset slots. So 256 in total. So currently we're looking at a specific preset number 44. I can tap the preset button and then I can scroll across to access any other preset. And like I said, beyond 128, we get empty slots. And I can select any empty slot and we get this default sawtooth tone. The synthesizer also has an arpeggiator, a sequencer. The sequencer also has automation capabilities, and there's also a song mode built in. Lastly, we get this master volume control with this knob here. Alright, so that's a quick look at the hardware and all the different controls here. In the upcoming videos, we're going to dive deeper and check out all the detailed parameters.